good, guys? Thank you so much for listening. You're now tuning in to The People I Live With, which is a show where we get to dissect and discuss our experiences as pastors' kids. So if you grew up in church, or if you just want to know what goes on in pastors' families, this is the show for you. Hi, my name is Erica Green. What's good? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? I am Johnny Green, Jonathan Green, however you want to say John. I'll just go by John. John Green.
Sure. That works. That works. So This is our first ever episode. Okay, this is also kind of like a tester episode. So this might be like our first ever like post episode, or this episode just might not see the live day. Either one, we'll figure that out later. So, but yeah, we're happy to be here. This is so exciting. This is amazing. I'm so excited. So, anyway, so to kind of just jump right into it. So I guess we can kind of just introduce ourselves individually, like who our parents are, like who the Green family is, because our last name is Green. If we didn't say that before. So like I said, my name's Erica. Our uncle is Bishop Raphael Green. He's Bishop of Metro Christian Worship Center. It's a church located in South City. Our family was very much involved in the church. So my dad is Jonathan Green. He's the youngest of all the siblings. He was the oversight pastor.
Not me, by the way. I'm named after him. Not me.
Yes, good point. So Johnny over here, whichever way is over here, is named after my dad. Yeah. Fun fact. So there are two Jonathan Greens in my family. There's my dad, and then there's Johnny. So my dad, Jonathan Green, was the oversight pastor. He was the accountant. He was over the worship team. He played the drums. He just had a lot of jobs, like everybody in our family. I don't think anybody in our family just had one job. So I was involved in everything. I was in children's church and all kind of good stuff. So that's my family. That's my branch of the family.
So I am, of course, as I said, I'm Jonathan Green. My parents were Chris and Carol Green. My dad was I'll call him Uncle Ray because it's just weird to call him Bishop. It's so weird to call him Bishop.
I've never
Uncle basically is Uncle Ray's brother. Essentially, my dad was pretty much the original agreement was him just to be over media, but he ended up becoming what is it, over the teen ministry, singles ministry, marital counseling, ended up going all the way up to being the associate pastor of the church, and then we were sent out to where I currently am living now is Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I ended up, for the most part, after some things went on in children's church, stopped. Essentially, for the most part, we stopped going to children's church.
We'll get to
for a good bit. Which I was not I didn't care. I didn't really like children's church, but we'll get to all of that. But for the most part, me and my brothers were in the media department. We essentially, after Dad trained us, we pretty much just took it over and did it. But that's kind of a short little summary.
Yeah. Also to mention, for those who have no idea who the Green family is, there's a lot of us roaming around here on this earth. Our parents, there's I think 7 of them total. 5 are still living. There's a lot of us. There's like I said, 7, and then there's like 13 of us, the grandkids.
13 of essentially Generation 3.
Yeah, Generation 3. I like that.
There's 13 of us, and I don't even know how many second cousins we have.
There's a lot. If I have to guess on the top of my head.
I mean, Ariel already has a basketball team. So
you feel me? You feel me? So there's just a lot of us. Also, I guess we'll also get to this later, like in another show. But I am like one of the younger cousins. I'm 10. I'm number 10 out of 13. Yeah. Donnie's like 8.
I'm number
Somewhere in the
7.
middle.
I'm right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Which is also interesting because like you being the middle, because of me being the youngest, like that really just I feel like that shapes our personalities and who we
Yeah.
are, like how we see
Oh
the
yeah.
world. So we'll get into that too. But yeah, so it's you'll get to know us as the shows progress and
We'll
all
pull
that.
on whoever we can, snag in the
Mhm.
future.
Yeah, it won't just be us two. Today's just the first two, but our hope is that whoever can come when we record can come, and then they can add their perspective as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just have, as a get to know us, a little introductory. We're going to get into some tea, okay?
Oh,
Have a list of
boy.
questions, and we're going to discuss. So we already talked about like our name and who our parents are. By the way, I didn't mention my mom. My mom is Cynthia. I just mentioned my dad. My mom is Cynthia. Shout out to my mom. My sister is Brittany. So
Auntie Cynthia.
I have them too, and also my niece Brooklyn. She do addition to the family.
Hey,
So
second cousin in Brooklyn.
yeah, so that's them. So and Johnny, you have siblings as well. Who are your siblings?
Yep. I got Chris, my older brother, Chris, named after my dad. And then David,
Yeah.
my twin brother. For those who don't know the Green family, I have a twin, which is David.
Mm-hmm.
We were definitely named after Jonathan David in the Bible as well, but it just kind of worked out because they already said my name was going to be after two. I'm actually named after your dad and Uncle Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes. So we have to have Dave on here because Dave is like quite literally one of my favorite people on this.
David is.
I love
David be
Dave.
clowning. So
Yes.
yeah, definitely get David on here.
Yeah.
Definitely want Michelle on here just for I would like a lot of the in-laws that married into our family to come on, especially just to see or hear their perspective of what it was like coming into the Green family.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we heard Rick's and Reek. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Reek. I just butchered your name. Sorry, Reek. But Reek's perspective on the Green family was so enlightening. I was just like, yo, this man right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what would you say are the perks of being a pastor's kid? If there are any. You can say nothing.
Bro, presents.
Presents? Man!
Presents.
I'm mad about
presents.
This.
Presents. No. Especially when Dad became like an associate pastor. I don't know. For me, my perspective of what all of that going on. We did get like certain presents from different members of the church, especially like clothes. From what Mom and Dad even told us, they had a lot of boys around the time when we were growing up. So we were handed like designer clothes. Like now when I say designer clothes, I don't mean just nice clothes. I mean like clothes that cost like a shirt that cost $100 in the 90s. In the 90s. So it's stuff like that. Like it was really nice stuff.
Well, first of all, I didn't get no presents, so I can't relate. Not that I know of. Like, I sure wasn't getting no $100 t-shirts. I'll tell you that. But
right.
Hey, whatever.
I mean, that's the only perk I can really think of. Like,
yeah.
That's basically like the only perk I can think of. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. And also, some of you'll realize the Greens, honey, like. We gonna try to be on our best behavior, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna tell like it is. But no, for me, a perk I would say is like, I don't know, just getting like a whole like backstage full access to the church. Like it wasn't just like we can hang out in the sanctuary or like in the fellowship hall or whatever. It was like we will be in the back offices, in like Uncle Ray's office or your dad's office or whoever's office. We'll be in the minister's lounge. Eating candy and snacks and grape juice, Welch's, the good kind. Okay.
Yep. The communion grape juice at that. Like we would grab the communion grape juice.
Yes. And and our grandpa was over the we have this like food pantry
Yeah, the
So he
outreach.
was so we have what's called Community Care Day, which is like every fifth Saturday of the month. They just give, they collect food and then they give back to the community. So, Grandpa was over the little food pantry. And of course, if we want a snack, Grandpa's not gonna tell us
He
no.
ain't gonna say no to his grandkids.
He's not gonna say no.
Nah.
So, we got free snacks whenever we wanted, chips, Powerade, just whenever. So just being able to
Another one of the great perks is I guess like most people wouldn't think so, but for me it was like, because of how often we were at the church, it for me it was just like one really good perk. I'm gonna be real sentimental, was me being able to hang out with my cousins, because my cousins were my best friends at the time. Like, all we had really was each other. So, and another really good perk is, because we were at church so often, I feel like we could leave any service that was going on and we could either head to Uncle Ray's office, we could head to my dad's office, we could head to the minister's lounge, we can just leave, go out. And we often did. We always brought either our PlayStation or something, and we would head off to a different room, or we would head off somewhere where no one else could have access to, because we were the green kids. You can't really tell us anything. We were just gonna walk off and go do what we was gonna do, because our parents already knew where we were at. So as long as they knew what we were doing, we were pretty much fine. No one could tell us what to do.
But you know what? On that same tip, we talked about this before. It's not really a perk. It's just like an observation that we both like kind of realized. Like, I didn't realize there was like a whole system like in children's church and stuff, for like when church was over, your parents would come get you.
Right.
But like for us, first of all, I didn't even know that existed. Like, literally, like when church was over, I just kind of went upstairs and I just assumed all kids did that.
Yeah.
But like, no, they have a whole system. But like, it makes sense for us, because it's like, if we really waited for our parents, they would never come get us.
They would never
have gotten us.
There's no way. They're upstairs ministering, right?
Yeah, singing, preaching, doing something. We would have been there till well after the lights cut off. So, So yeah, just like things like that. Like, the rules didn't really apply to us for real. Like, they just
a lot of the rules really didn't apply to us.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a benefit. Like I said, and then also like for a little kid being in this big church, so like you're just kind of running around everywhere and having full access to pretty much everything. So that's a perk. I really enjoyed that.
That was fantastic. I love that. I still couldn't believe it wasn't until we were, and I didn't even realize it until I think you were the one that brought it up, and I was just like, wait. People had to wait to come get you? Like, you actually had to wait for your parents? Oh, my bad. I literally just walked past everybody, walked upstairs. That was it.
Yeah. For sure. And it's crazy because like we were literally like running around the church doing whatever. And it's like, our parents had no idea where we were, like, at all. Like, until it was time to go. Like, we could have been anywhere, but hey.
Yeah, they literally would just yell and we would hear them. Yeah. I remember it was usually always for me, it was mom. Like, I could hear mom. Johnny. I don't care where I was in the church, in that building, and that was a big building. I don't know it, and she would just call for the name, and it's just like her voice would just carry all the way to the ear, and it's just like, oh, I guess it's time to go. Yeah. So that's a really good perk. But what would you say were the pressures of being a preacher's kid? And we have time today. No, what would you say like are the pressures of being a preacher's kid? Bro, how much time do you have? No, bro, how much time do we have? All right. So as far as like some of the pressures, I guess for me, of course, there's always that, and I hated it. The fact that, quote unquote, I had to be the perfect kid. Just because I was Pastor Chris's son.